Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
We're going to continue with the warning at Graspop today. Super hot gig, literally. They're out in the sun, baking away. On their third song now of the set list, Dani is showing some signs of strain in her voice. We know that later Pow did not scream during Evolve, so it's a trying gig, it sounds like. But so far, we've enjoyed what we've heard. And we have seen 6 Feet Deep and 6 so far, so we're moving on to Choke today. We're just going to try to blast through this one and finish it up, at least before the live album comes out. By the way, that's the big news. I'm sure everybody's heard by now. Everybody that's plugged in to the warning knows that a live album is on the way coming next month, so we're very excited about that. But yeah, we want to continue watching these festivals that came out during the summertime, some of whose rights seem to have eased up a little bit, so it's a little easier. Like, I think we'll be able to do all of Graspop, except for the 3 songs that they put out as previews for the live album, not from this gig, but just in general. Que Mas Quieres, Sharks, and Automatic Sun. They've been giving us trouble throughout all our festival streams. And so we've put a couple of those shows over on Patreon, just those 3 songs from Hellfest and from Pink Pop. And we would do that for this, except that even the audio is really screwed up on the stream for whatever reason. So apparently it's just not going to be possible to feature those songs. But we're going to watch the rest of the gig anyway, because it's really cool stuff. So Adrian, any thoughts ahead before we look at this?
Well, it's been a good show so far. Plenty of energy. There's not enough covering on top of the stage, as you've noted, but
yeah.
I'm kind of wondering what they can do about that. And what if they just pointed the stage like north, have the stage facing north?
Yeah, it all depends on where exactly on Earth you are. It can be figured out. It's not a huge mystery, There's a way to figure it out, and then you just put the stage in that location. But for whatever reason, that doesn't seem to be part of anybody's protocol, at least not at Graspop and not at Firenze. Anyway, yeah, it can be fixed. I hope they start actually putting that part in their planning before every festival, because it certainly does have an effect on the show, unfortunately, a detrimental effect. So, all right, so all that said, looking forward to watching them play Choke for this very large audience. Why don't we check it out, and we will discuss afterwards.
All righty.
Thank you, everybody. Woo! It's hot. Oh my God, is everybody okay? Is everybody doing good? Love to hear it. This next song is called Choke. I won't say goodbye. In the end, it won't matter at all. I'm sure I won't survive the fall.
So what do you think, Adrian?
It was a great performance. Donnie's got the crowd going as much as the hot weather will allow.
That's right. That's right.
Audience does seem quite mellow compared to others due to hot weather.
Very likely the hot weather. Yeah. I mean, it just weighs on you like a wet blanket, when it really gets going. So, the mere fact that she even mentioned it, we haven't even heard her mention the weather in these festival gigs. That was the first time, I think. So, it must have been a substantial situation there. But she's up there with the Oriente guitar, just blasting out this amazing song and sounding wonderful. Like I know we've noted before, little issues in her voice, like she's trying to conserve herself for when she needs to do the things like she just did in this song, for example, which is really taxing on her voice. But it sounded great to me. I didn't hear any problems. They're just so incredibly tight as a band. It always just blows my mind, even under adverse conditions.
All the instruments sounded good. You could hear them all quite well, which is great. I usually listen for the bass only because the bass often gets overlooked. It's probably the first track to be buried under the other tracks or something. But you can hear it clearly in this one. I like it when you can hear the bass clearly. Yeah,
me too. I also liked the clarity with which we could hear Ellie in her little solo bit there. She was loud and clear. You could hear every little facet of her voice.
Yeah.
It sounded really nice. So.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, so that was definitely a good thing. Yeah, another very successful performance for sure. Folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this particular performance? And if there's anything that was going on that you want to point out, any other details you think we missed, please leave those below. And if you have other suggestions for us, you can leave those as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe, all right? Thanks so much for joining us on this, and we will catch you on the next one, all right? Take care, folks.
See you all later.